What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Cjthecheesedj here, and we are back with another top 5 list. And today, we're taking a look at all the TLC creatures that have come through, all the updated ones, and we are sifting through them, and we are coming up with the 5 that have received the best updates. So out of the 9 TLC creatures I believe they had, we're going through the top 5 of those. So strap yourself in, and let's get into the list. Now, coming in at number 5, we have the Dire Bear. Now, the Dire Bear, hands down, was already one of the strongest creatures in all of Ark, and they've just made him better and made it a lot easier to gather the certain things that this guy gathers. Now, essentially, with the Dire Bear, what they have done is they have allowed him to gather honey without being attacked by the bees. Now, you can see over here in this beehive that we have located here, you're actually able to gather honey without being attacked, which is great. You can see there we just got 15 gigantic bee honey, which, you know, this is pivotal because you can use honey in a lot of recipes for cooking. You know, you can use it for kibble, for other tames such as the Megatherium. It's a great way to be able to gather honey, and it allows people to, you know, focus more on taming up Dire Bears because these guys are really useful with their huge sprinting speeds, their great melee damage, their great health pulls. Hell, we've even taken on bosses with Dire Bears. They are absolutely nuts, and they are really powerful, and they are hands down one of the better creatures that got the receiving end of the TLC buffs. Now, as well as being able to gather the honey without being attacked, they also gather twice the amount of it. And as well as that, if you're trying to get a queen bee from one of these beehives and you decide to attack it, if you attack it on any other mount, the bees will actually knock you off your mount. However, with the Dire Bear, this isn't the case now because they have allowed him to be able to tank all the damage while you, the rider, remains on him, not having to worry about being knocked off by the pesky bees. Essentially, this allows you to tame up the queen bees a lot easier because you don't have to worry about being constantly knocked off your mount or constantly being killed by the bees. So the Dire Bear, hands down, is number 5 on this list because he was already an amazing mount, and the devs have gone and made him even more useful and, you know, stuck to his true roots because he's a bear. It wouldn't make sense if he wouldn't be able to gather honey without being attacked. So Dire Bear is number 5 on this list. Now, at number 4 on this list, we have the Gigantopithecus. Now, this guy as well received a huge TLC update. Not only was his model revamped to make him look more apish and make him look a lot better than what he previously did, he also received a few new abilities as well as a huge boost to the length that he's able to throw players. Now, you can see that one of his new abilities is that he actually has the ability to pick up small mounts and carry them on his shoulder as well as a human player, which is great. You can essentially tag this with, you know, Troodons, Microraptors. What else can you put on your shoulder? Dimorphodons, you know, all that sort of stuff. And then what you can actually do is you can lob them. So essentially what you could possibly do with this is you could whistle your Microraptor or whatever you have on your, let's just cancel that throat, or whatever you have on your shoulder to attack a target, and then you could essentially get your Bigfoot to lob it at the target and the mounted creature will attack, which is great because obviously if you use Microraptors and whatnot, they'll be able to knock the players off their mounts, and that could be pivotal in PvP. As well as that, they obviously received their model update and their new abilities. They also received an armor degrading attack. So essentially when you fight players that are wearing armor, your Gigantopithecus' attacks will actually degrade the armor, eventually breaking it if the player takes enough hits without dying in the process. So that is great as well for PvP because then you can, you've essentially got your foot soldiers that can go in, attack players, destroy their armor regardless of what their actual armor is. Tech, flak, riot, anything like that, the Gigantopithecus are able to destroy over time with their attacks. It is wonderful. Now, as well as that, they also received the ability to climb on zip lines. Now, you can, hold on, we've just got to attach at the right spot. There we go. You can see there, the Gigantopithecus are able to slide down in a rather unique fashion. They can then turn around and actually climb back up the zip lines. So these guys essentially act as your zipline motors, and they can go up and down the zip lines. Now, obviously on the island and Ragnarok and whatnot, that's not that amazing, but they are in Aberration as well, and that essentially allows them to climb the vines located around Aberration as well, which is a great environmental asset to have. Now as well, they also added the ability for him to be able to jump. He wasn't able to jump before, but hands down, one of the best abilities that he now has is the ability, if you can pull it off without screwing it up first, is the ability to launch yourself much more accurately and much more further. You can see we have a reticle now for launching ourselves, much like the Carcanos does, but the Gigantopithecus's throw is what is really amazing this time. Ready? Check this out. Look how far the Gigantopithecus is able to lob you. Before, he was only able to lob you pretty much straight up in the air and a few feet in front of him. Now he's able to lob you halfway across the bloody map. So that is why the Gigantopithecus is number 4 on this list. And the creature at number 3 that heavily needed a TLC pass is none other than the Sarco. The Sarco was a horrible mess before the TLC pass. You know, he only had a primary attack and that was it. Now he has a whole heap of abilities, as well as a brand new model update, animations, and new sounds, which makes him absolutely amazing and great. However, let's get into some of his abilities. So some of the abilities that the devs gave him, he now does a death roll attack, which he can use to stun smaller creatures, such as raptors. Pretty much anything smaller than a raptor, and raptors is what you're able to do. You can't use it on parasaurs, we've tried. Now, as well as that, you can also use him as a portable raft in the ocean. So if you've got a tribe of players with you and you know you're swimming around and you've got a Sarco, they can essentially stand on the back of him and they won't get knocked off while he swims above water. It's a great ability to have because it allows you, like I said, a portable raft, which, you know, who doesn't want that? Now, another really unique ability that the Sarco received while being in the water is that piranhas now flee from the Sarco. Before, piranhas were the bane of existence in Ark, they still kind of are, but now life's a little bit more easier because the mega piranhas actually swim away from the Sarco before they would actually attack you on the Sarco. How silly is that? Gigantic freaking crocodile is attracting piranhas that think they can take him. It was ridiculous, but now they fixed that and piranhas no longer aggro on the Sarco. They swim away from you, which is absolutely freaking wonderful. Now, as well as that, he also received a lunge attack, which triggers from using your third attack. However, for some reason, we can't seem to pull it off. You can see the reticle come up on our screen. I don't understand why it's not being able to work. I can't understand, but essentially what he does is his lunges. That is his strongest attack to use on enemies. Now, another really cool, unique ability that the devs gave the Sarco is that he essentially can do a 180 spin attack. So you can see that if you're being attacked by something behind you, you can essentially turn around really quickly, deal damage to it, and continue the fight facing them the right way. It's a great ability to have, and it makes turning with the Sarco a lot easier. But that is pretty much why the Sarco is number 3 on this list, because he received a huge amount of abilities, and these abilities significantly improved the Sarco a great deal. So he's definitely number 3 on this list. Now, number 2 was already a really good mount. The devs have then gone and improved it even more so, and that is the RG at number 2. Now, the RG has received a huge TLC update, much like the Sarco. He's received a brand new model update, and oh my god, he looks really amazing, as well as new animations and new sound abilities. But as well as that, he also turns a lot smoother. You can see here, you're able to turn a lot smoother. Before, you weren't actually able to do that on the RGs. It was pretty much exclusive to the Tapejara. Obviously, you can't do 100% what the Tapejara can do on the RG, but it is still rather useful. Now, as well as that, the devs have granted the RGs a plethora of new abilities, much like the Sarco, and these new abilities essentially... Oh, hello, Megalania Saddle. These new abilities essentially allow him to do a crap ton of new things. Now we're going to showcase to you one of those right here. Essentially what you can do with the RG now is you're able to carry 2 creatures. One with your beak, the other with your talons. Now if we land down here, we should be able to get these hyenodons into our beak if we are able to pick them up. Come on, RG. Nope, RG doesn't want to do it. RG's not working today. So you can see we currently hold one of the hyenodons in our paws. You can then fly down. I'm not sure if these will fit in our mouth, but you can then carry another creature with the RG's mouth. It's wonderful. It's a great new ability for the RG to have, and it essentially allows you to carry smaller creatures as well as larger creatures. Now you can see here we've got one hyenodon with us. I don't think we can pick up another creature with it. Not the hyenodons anyway, but you can essentially pick up dodos, hyenodons, you know, you can carry dodos with you, microraptors with you in your mouth, and then have the larger ones like thylacolios, Ankylos, I've been told you're able to carry with the RG, as well as the parasaurs, baryonyxes, you know, all those other mounts that the RG can carry. But this just goes to show that Hyaenodons are extremely overpowered, and we're going to fly away now. So that is just one of the new abilities that the Argy has received. Another ability that the Argy has received is that its saddle essentially acts as a smithy. You can see here we've got its inventory open, and we have a bunch of categories. Obviously, these are the categories that you can find in the smithy, and they allow you to use the Argy as a portable smithy. Now that is probably one of the better, I wouldn't say better, but one of the basic abilities for the Argy. One of the best abilities for the Argy is that consuming corpses now actually restores the Argy's health. It essentially enables a health regen buff, which increases the Argy's health substantially. It boosts it a lot, and you recover health a lot quicker after consuming a corpse. Once we get our stamina back, we'll actually showcase this ability to you. Now, the final ability for the Argy is that he actually reduces the amount of various resources by up to 50%. Now, these resources include obsidian, metal ingots, polymer, and stone, as well as crystal. This is great because before Argies were obviously huge pack mules because they had such a large weight capacity for themselves. Now that's even better because they can carry even more metal, even more resources, which is absolutely great. Now we're going to showcase to you the health regen buff as soon as we come down to these pesky Hyaenodons and teach them a lesson about their not messing with Argies. That's if we can actually pick up the Hyaenodons. There we go. You can see we've got a Hyaenodon in our grasp. We've got its body here. We're pretty much dead. We need to kill this Hyaenodon, otherwise we're going to die. And it managed to get away. Great. Okay, so you can see we've got a corpse down here in front of us. If we were to attack it, you can see in the top right corner we've got a 20-second health regen buff. This essentially allows our health to regen at a quicker rate, which is absolutely wonderful because obviously, you know, Argies are war mountsy as well. You can use them in battles for dealing a crap ton of damage. You can see there we managed to take out the Kentrosaurus without too much difficulty, and then you can easily regenerate their health quickly. Now, as well as that, a good ability is that obviously you don't have to eat the corpse all at once. You can take bites, and you can essentially get 3 bites out of a corpse if your melee damage isn't too high. But that is why the Argentavis is number 2 on this list. And finally, number 1 on the list is none other than the Spino. Hands down, the Spino definitely came out on top with the TLC passes, receiving a handful of new abilities as well as a model update, animation update, and sound update. Now, the Rex was also in the TLC pass, however, the Rex has nothing, absolutely nothing on the Spino. So the Spino receives a bunch of new abilities. One of the most noticeable one is the ability to turn bipedal and dish out damage like crazy. You saw there how much damage we managed to dish out in comparison to our quadrupedal form. Now, essentially, while in this bipedal form, you can spin on the spot, making your turning radius non-existent, which is absolutely great because any creatures trying to get in behind you and attack you, you can easily go bipedal, switch into that, and just spin around and attack them. Now, as well as that, while in water, they will actually gain another buff where they gain bonus movement speed, bonus turning radius, bonus attack damage, and bonus healing. This is huge because essentially you can easily tank Rexes with the Spinos. Haven't tested it out on a Giga myself, to be honest with you, so I'm not 100% sure how much damage it's going to do to a Giga, but I guarantee you these things are easily capable of felling Rexes. Now, as well as that, if you leave the water, the buff does stay for an extra 30 seconds, and then it will disappear. However, you can simply re-enter water to refresh the buff. Now, as well as that, the quadrupedal form gains faster movement speed. Obviously, you can see there we're able to move much faster. As well as that, the bipedal form, like I said, does deal extra damage. But that is all there is to say for the Spino. The Spino, hands down, is one of the strongest creatures in Ark now. Easily overtaking the Rex. The Spino can easily tank Rexes, easily kill the Rexes with their bonus movement speed, their bonus attack speed that they now have while being in bipedal form, and the extra damage that they can do with this form. It is absolutely wonderful, and one of my favorite creatures is finally worth taming in Ark. So guys, that'll conclude today's list. Let me know what you thought of it down below. Let me know whether or not you agree with it. But other than that, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to catch you in the next one.